Welcome to FO Talks. With me today is Ahmed Abuward, the founder of the Youth for Palestine organization. He's also a medical student and currently living in Palestine. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's wonderful to have you here today. I'm excited to sort of hear about your experience living there right now, what life is like for you and for the people around you. And I'd sort of like to just start with that, what daily life looks like, what food and water looks like, what medical care looks like, and sort of just the situation there.
Thank you so much for your question. First of all, I'm having the pleasure to be with this channel, and as you mentioned, I'm Ahmed Abuward, a founder of Youth for Palestine organization, and also a medical student at Washington University. The current time and the current location is not just a single word, but it's having more than a word. It's a situation, a humanity that is being whether discovered. Those people are suffering or those people are living. Here in my city, they are suffering from the rights, which could be the fundamentals in any other's lives. The water is one of the basics. The electricity is, it should be one of the basics. So we are not fighting on the fun, or we can say the joy of the life, joyful requests, but we are talking about the basics requests that is being used for Gaza. And even what we are hearing in the news, that there is some humanitarian aid that is entering Gaza, but that is enough in comparing to the number of people right now, and in comparing to the newborn babies that they need a lot of care, which is not existed in reality in Gaza. So if the basics is not even existed, so what do you think the babies needed is existed? So for sure not. So this could have a high risk of death and less of borning newborns. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wow. So the aid is coming in, but it's not enough, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. It's not enough at all comparing to the number of newborns and comparing to the sensitive situation. Like here we have the medical need. There is no exact need. Like even the medical need that what's entering is like the basics. There is a very sensitive and dangerous situations as a medical doctor. It's not existed. These situation whether should be traveling out of Gaza, or on the other hand should be treated in Gaza. So it's not existed. So the percentage of death people, it's being high and high every time, day by day, moment by moment, second by second, and second by second there is a percentage of how many people they are dying in that moment. So when we compare that to what's entering to Gaza, it's not enough at all.
Wow. That's difficult to hear. It is, I think it's been difficult to know whether aid is actually entering at all. So it's good to have some clarity on that and to know that some of it is getting through. But I think that those of us seeing the destruction, seeing the videos and pictures from Palestine here, I think it makes complete sense to me that it just would be impossible to bridge that gap. So you mentioned babies being born. Are there a lot of babies being born still? And what does that look like? What does maternal care look like? What does birth look like?
Here, as you know, as a psychosocial support, so it's like a cascade of what is happening in Gaza. So we don't have even the moment of being of enjoying it in Gaza. So we have to create our moment by ourselves. This is a code of how Gazans are working on, and you see, and how the social media, they are creating a new inventions. Like I think they are like Thomas Edison. So those people, especially the youth, which is the most sensitive part in the Gaza, while they are, we call them the leading generation. So they are going in the pathway of the marriage. In that case, in case of there is no way to complete their education, there is no way of traveling, there is no way to living their life. So it's like they are going to the way of other ways, like whether being a thief, whether being one of the highwaymen, whether stealing, as I mentioned, as thief, or going to be married. And that is giving a high percentage of people that they are depending on the country and on their family, which we have a higher pressure on the families to try handling their daughter and their sons by their family financial assistance. So we have those youth, they are going to the marriage, so they have a new babies born, which is unexpected. The people, they are going to do a pregnancy because they want to live their life in Gaza. There's nothing other they can do in Gaza. Like there's nothing, like they are in a cave and they don't have anything to do. So you are a
Right.
female and male, so what do you have to do?
Wow, that is so interesting. So rather than sort of halting, having new kids and starting families, it's actually sort of progressing it quicker because people aren't able to spend time on education or other things.
Especially, this is a life cycle.
Wow, that is really interesting. So, when those babies are born, are there hospitals for them to be born at, or are they being born at home?
These hospitals, like because of that the high percentage of pregnancy, so the hospitals are almost filled, with the pregnancy department are filled completely. And most of the, even the nurses, even the students, they are not graduated from their nurse school. I'm not even mentioning the medical school, even the nursing school, in the first year or the second year, they have started working in the pregnancy department and the other departments, so they can handle up to date with the hospital need, because they need human resources, they need people they can work, which is not existed, because most of the doctors, they have traveled out of Gaza because they want to live with their life, they want to go away from the danger of what is happening in Gaza. So the nurses right here, the freshmen, as we call it, the freshmen, working the hospitals in an expected date, which we have a full this expression goes to the quota of that we have a full department for pregnancy, and not only pregnancy, also for the injured, also for the heart and cardiac, everything. So the hospitals are filled with human resources, and even though the hospitals and the workers are super tired, they are super exhausted. They are working since 3 years, almost 3 years. So they have to get some time of rest, and even they are freshmen. Like if they are in the fourth year, they would be they would be die. So.
Yeah. What is that like? How are doctors and nurses handling that psychologically?
To be honest, and as someone has saw that, they are sleeping in the hospitals, they are eating in the hospitals, like their home is hospital. That is what happened.
Wow. Yeah. So they're there just all the time. So do they see their families, or is it sort of just in survival mode? And can you live in just survival mode that long?
For me as Ahmed, I'm not enabled to do that for sure, because I can't handle that huge pressure. Like those people, they were living in Gaza, and they were bearing what's happening in Gaza, and they have felt, and they have, so not only just one war, but more than two conflicts. So they have trying to handle and adapt with that situation, whether it's not acceptable for sure, but they have to handle and adapt. Gaza is not a city they are adaptable to every situation, whether bad, good, sad, anxious. They are being adapted to every situation. So they are adapted to the hospitals, and they're trying to handle and manage their time to even their family. They have to come to the hospital so they can see them. Why? Because in they are thinking in their mind that in any moment an injured person can come to the hospital.
Right.
That is
And they
what.
have to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that that's, that's a lot of the stories that I've heard of Palestinians have sort of had that duality that you mentioned earlier of suffering and living, surviving and living at the same time. And you mentioned earlier the inventions and all of the little ways that the Palestinian people have, been able to keep life going in little ways. And I've even seen like sort of new foods created with, the limited resources that are there. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about some of those inventions, some of those new ways of life that people are creating to, keep themselves going.
Sure. So, for example, those Gazans are thinking of what I have lost. When they think what they have lost, they are start thinking what around me. So when they look around themselves, they have some pieces of, for example, of woods. They have some examples of glasses. They have some sort of plastics. So they create these things together. For example, to create a dry clean. So this dry clean is to keep their clothes better and clean, so they could wear it again, and they could, when they hang out or trying to go. So as a basic necessities, so it's essential for us, like to be clean and clear with our clothes, so we can meet the other people. It's kind of respect, so we can meet other people with a good smell. These people, those Gazans, they care about this. So they created this dry machine as a way that there is no electricity, and there is no houses, and their dry clean is destroyed in their houses. So they make these things and this dry clean from a wood, and some of the fresh, I don't know what they do it. I don't know what exactly they do it, but it's awesome. I saw it by my eyes. The other things they are doing it, for example, they create some games from these wood, or they are creating the best they can, so they can harness their time where they don't have education, where they don't have spaces, where they don't have anything to do, where some of their friends are not existed in life, they are dead. So they are trying to do a psychosocial support, a self psychosocial support for themselves,
Right.
with also creating an invention. So it's like there's a quota that is called, the person who have a free time, he is creating the creativity. That is a quota that's created, and those cousins, they are depending on that quota. So they have a lot of free time because now they are in conflict. So they are creating the best they can, so they can have these inventions, which is sustainable and eco-friendly environment, and it's sustainable. So this is one of the great things that Gazans have, they can do. On the other hand, what is, for example, my organization is focused on Youth for Palestine, is especially from its name is the youth. This youth, my organization quota is from students to leaders. From students, they don't have the knowledge, the responsibility. They are like a random atoms. To a people who are specific, who are direct, who are professional, who can create and organize their thoughts to give the best product they can. They are productive. So we are discovering the hidden talent from those Gazans. And in the recent time, one of our students graduates. That they have become now 6 of my students. They are now an international ambassadors for an international recognized organization organization. One of them is followed for the UN, and the others is for the NGOs. Other students, they have created their own brands to get their financial income. Others, they have created their inventions for an eco-friendly environment. So those cousins are trying to raise up with something they depend on themselves. They have the they are acceptable to accept that idea that I want to depend on myself, but they want the people to lead them. So whether this conflict that they had has destroyed their education, so we are letting them to go to the creativity, a leading generation.
So, how does your nonprofit intervene and create these opportunities for people? I was looking into it. It looks fascinating. It looks like it's really a way to get a leg up and have some opportunity right now for kids there.
So, how my organization work? So it's very funny that you're gonna hear that I'm the founder and I'm the person who is the instructor of the students. So because I really like when you really want to know what is the need of those youth, so you have to live between those youth.
Yes.
Yeah. So like it's like Zahran Mamdani or any mayor to hear what his people need, so he have to live between his people. So I'm doing the same. I'm teaching them about a lot of skills, a lot of life skills that they have depend and they relate on it. Like one of the first classes, first thing they have to create your CV. What is your CV? How to create it professionally? How to make it? There's an informal education with an agenda for my organization. They are doing it. So and after by 6 sessions, only 6 sessions, not more. They are from a person to another person. They are a new person. Really, they're very different people. So they are coming up with the analytical skills. They are thinking as an adult, as a people, to make this person mature and get up with a very awesome idea. You have to put him under responsibility, and how this responsibility is under by pressure of working. So yeah, this is an informal education and volunteering system. So we're leading them from a normal students to professionals by these courses as a training courses. After that, we whether give the students the opportunity to participate in international platforms. And one of my students is breeded in their world organization. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a UK organization. Their word, a newsletter about Abdurrahman. He's called Abdurrahman, and the other students is like the same. So we are giving them those talents. Yeah, so to see how unstoppable these students are, but just give them the chance. They want the chance, the person, the guide to lead them for. On the other side, or the other chance is to connecting these students with the NGOs and international platforms and formats and channels to raise their voices, to connect them to provide their projects. To be honest, in the last even before 2 weeks, we did a very huge event, and we had 100 people from around the Gaza Strip, from international organizations, UN agencies, and from the public, to see what those students did in only 6 sessions of working and of intensive working. So they raise up with a challenge with the projects and proposals, and especially it's fully professionally, that other people can't do at all. Even working in NGOs, they can't do it. So these projects can solve an international challenges and international obstacles that no one is noticing until now. One of these projects, for example, is how to make an offline education by studying on SMS, like, but the SMS messages of the mobile, how you can solve the exams, how you can watch the records by the SMS, to make a connection, to make a programming base. Like, this is one of the programs can work in Russia, in Ukraine, in Gaza, and the conflict affected areas. It helps a lot to not lose the education, to keep progressing with life. So this is one of the projects, and the other projects. So yeah, this is how this non-profit organization work.
Wow, that is really incredible. So how do you find your students? You just enroll them in courses? You do it through schools?
So how it's role, to be honest, we are depending on the social media and by the acceptability of those students. While the students come up to this course, I see they are considered that this is my next, this is my second family. We are not only an organization, and we are not handling with them that they are another people and you are like an employee and you are students. We are handling that, no, whether that is the real situation, but we are handling like I'm a brother, I'm a big brother, and you are my little brother. You, I'm a big brother and you're my little sister. So it could be friendly, so you can hear them. Because if you are friendly, they are gonna be honest, and if they are honest, they're gonna be confident. And if they are confident, then they're gonna get out and talents. They're gonna show it with no fear of you. That if I have a mistake, you will teach me. If I don't have a mistake, you will push me up. This is how we handle that. So those students, they super like these courses, so they tell their relatives, and those relatives tell those relatives, and those relatives told the other people. So this is how we are doing like an octopus partners, and sharing by our head of content, which is famous, which is called Rahaf Al Agha. She's a famous content creator. She has 400,000 follower on social media. She is working with us.
Wow. So you're just getting people through the social media. That's incredible. How are you accessing so much social media? What does internet access look like there? How are people able to? How are you talking to me today?
So as I mentioned, we are not talking like to just like a promotional way as any other organization. Our organization is exceptional. How that we are youth, and we are handling with youth. Even my board member, they are a super professional workers. By those, they have more than 10 years of working with international organization. As a board member, it should have like that, so they can have the strategic experience and so on. But the other half, the operational team, they are youth, so they are the same way of thinking of how the youth think, what the youth want. And so when we show on the social media, we show the things that the really youth care about, so they can see and come to the course. So they try. When they try, they like it.
I'm I'm sort of wondering what the logistical realities of that looks like. How are you able to get the internet connection to do socials? How are you able to talk to me? How are you able to communicate with people outside of Palestine?
Yeah. So communicating with people outside of Gaza, we have internet and we have electricity in some places. For example, like a cafe. A cafe for sure won't be free out of internet. But going for a cafe, I have to walk for 10 minutes from here. To walk for 10 minutes from here to get an internet for an hour or half an hour. So then I come back. So I have half an hour just walking and transportation, so I could reach there. This is for me as Ahmed, as my street is full of international organizations, by the way. What
Hmm.
about the people of Gazans that their roads are fully destroyed?
Right. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, to be fully honest with you, when I go to teach the students in the Gaza city, I swear to God, my full energy absorbed. The transportation is totally a headache. You have a pain, yeah, in your backache. You have a backache. You have a lot of things that like it's super hard to try to teach the students with the transportation, which make it harder. So the internet, for the internet side, it's not the hard, but for me, as you know, as I have my connection, I have my organization, and I have my all the things, so I have internet. And even me as an official said, and I should have the internet 24 hours, it's cutting with me, and the electricity is cutting with me. So what about those students that they are not having any authorities or any connections or anything else? What do you think about the 24 hours they don't have electricity for or internet? For sure, no, they don't have it. So their situation is bad. So we are not looking at the people who are working in the international organization side, but
Right.
we're looking at the public, general public, of what they are really facing.
Right. So, how much does that affect access to resources? Things like class before the conflict, how connected you are to, academic spaces, NGOs, things like that. What does that inequality look like in terms of people's access to aid and things like that?
So in terms of people to access to aid, nowadays people, they really, now they really don't want just a humanitarian aid. They really want a real life like anyone other. They really want to live like anyone other. They want to
Yeah.
be like anyone outside the country, in the United States, in Netherlands, in America, and then Romania and Europe. They want to be like them, to go to the market, to feel that I'm safe. They want to go to a coffee shop with comfortability. I want to go to my school normally and back to my house. I want to eat whatever I really want to eat, not being restricted with what to eat. So these Gazans, at first, they were in super need for humanitarian aid as a first of conflict.
Hmm.
Um, as you know, as not the humanitarian aid that is joyful, but humanitarian aid that is basics for them to live. After
Right.
they need a, now you give me what I want. Now I really
Right.
want to live my life normally.
Now they
So
want their lives back.
yeah, they want their life back. They want the cycle of life should be back normally.
Yeah.
They want their education. They want, when they want to travel, they travel normally. They don't have restrictions or people they control the borders who are not their people, who are not their kind of people, who are not their nationality. So they want, when they go to their families on Gaza City or in the South area, they want to go with comfortability, not with pain, or not energy is absorbed. They want to go with a real price, while the prices in Gaza is extremely expensive, like a triple bone, a triple of the normal price before.
Yeah. So how is that affecting how people are thinking about how they're going to live after this too? Because people aren't able to save money, right? They're not able to like really plan financially for the future because things are so high priced.
Yes. So to be honest with you, like, we have a very small percentage of 2% of people here in Gaza. Those people, they have connections before the conflict with outside, so they can handle themselves financially good. So those
Right.
people cover the people that they are need. They are in real need. They are covering them, that Gaza don't need anything, that Gaza is not in need, that Gaza are living their life. No, that's pool. That's not really exactly what's happening. Those
Right.
percentage are 1 to 2 percentage, and 80 and 78 of people are now suffering, and 20 people are from the NGOs. This is the
Right.
realistic situation of what's happening in Gaza, not as any journalist or any people they are saying something are not true or correct. So 20
Yes.
people of NGOs who are working for NGOs, they are living under the cover of the NGOs, and these NGOs, to be honest with you, it's totally corrupted in Gaza. And they are not working for the Gaza need. They are working for what they are working for. So they are not working for the people. They are working with what they are doing, which is a big difference. Like like you are in a house with me. I give you water and food. But when you want to travel,
Right.
I let you not to travel. So
Yeah.
I'm in the house and I give you what you want. And it's my, in my basics, it's also what I can do. But what you really want, I can't give it for you. So it's
Right.
not, yeah. So there's a big problem in that. So this is one of the things that people now, there's no trust with the organization. There's no trust.
understand that.
People, they are considering now the organization as a spy. They are considering the organization as people who are working with the other side. They are considering organizations as people they are stealing behind them. And who is this organization? Those 20 people is including them of Gazans. They are absorbing the suffering of the Gaza, of the real Gaza, and the
Right.
78% that they are real suffering in Gaza. So these 78%, they want their real life back because they are in camps. They want their real life back because they are not living their really financial situation as it was before the conflict. So they want whether to travel, they want whether to die, which is the big hope for them now, as there is no way to travel. They want to die. They want to finish this situation. And
Yeah.
third one is to give them their life back as it was before the conflict, which means 5 years from now at least.
Right. Yeah. So you mentioned the mismatched needs, and I can only imagine the frustration that that adds on top of like already psychological distress. So what would you say is the biggest need for the Palestinian people right now, that, 70 something percent that you were talking about? And also just how are they doing psychologically? What does that look like for them? What does it look like to never ever feel safe? And how are people like handling that?
So, thank you for that. That's a very, very, very good question. So I'm gonna ask you questions. Simple question. Now you are. Um, now you are. You now I'm a friend of yours. And what do you think? What do you need more, food or honesty from me?
In my current situation, honesty.
Yeah, and in every current situation is honesty, because if you are not honest, then I will not trust what is the food that you are giving to me. So this is the same of what is happening in Gaza. This is the same
Mm,
point, is that there is no honesty with these organizations. So people, they won't show them their weakness, because if they show them their weakness, they're gonna betray them. This is how the people they are thinking now. If I give you the trust of this organization, they're gonna betray me. So what the real people need right now, as what is happening in these semesters of the atmosphere, it's very super hot, and the people need a real small houses that they can real live in. They want houses that even it's temporary to live in. They want these houses to not even suffering from the atmosphere. They are suffering from the people themselves. They are suffering from the other side. They are suffering from the people outside. They are suffering from organizations. So also they are suffering from the atmosphere. They are not with them, which is very ridiculous. So at least give us a real
houses.
houses that we can live in temporary until the Gaza is back. Okay, we want to live the Gaza in Gaza. We love Gaza. We love it. We having hope to rebuild it. But give us at least small houses to live in, made of wood, um made of whatever,
Are
made of plastic, that we can live in, so we can stay in Gaza. Otherwise, our final chance is either to travel out of Gaza or to death.
are there any organizations that are doing that right now, creating any housing effectively? No. Wow. So that's something that needs to be done.
Exactly.
It's a need that needs to be met. Um, I find it in terms of filling spaces. I think that there's something to be said for Americans looking at the situation, and our reactions to it. I'm wondering how you feel about sort of not just American NGO aid, but sort of just regular American citizens, how we're interacting with fundraisers, and you know how we can maybe support organizations like something you're talking about that would create housing? How do we, as American citizens,
Um,
create an aid that's helpful?
Thank you. So, first thing, that what is my opinion? For my opinion, for sure, and this is my opinion and my perspective. The American people, most of them, they are funding the wrong side. How the wrong side? We know that is a natural. It's natural to have in every committee. We have good people and bad people in every committee. So, uh, so in Gaza, even in Gaza, Gaza is a committee. So we have a bad people. These bad people are the 2% of Gaza. Those are the bad people who are having connection with outside. So they are doing fundraising on behalf of the Gazans, of the Palestinians, and they are not really in need. They are not really in need.
Right.
Um, so this money, as I mentioned, it's going to the wrong side, and this is what I mean by the wrong side. It's going to the people that don't really need. This money should goes through the official registered organizations or through the official nominated sites that it's popular and known, not to anyone, not
Interesting.
yeah, not someone did a GoFundMe, a fundraising. We have to fund them, even if he is
Right.
really in need. So we can keep up to date, and this is one of the organizational skills. So we can keep up to date. So we have to fund you, but through an official site, we can fund you. So we can make sure that you are honest. Even if you are honest, we have to make it official. So, so we can people can trust you, people can give you, so you can work on that way, not harness this money on something else, because when they get the money, they get the much more than they need. Even if they are needed, they get much more than they need, and they use this money for something it's not needed. For example, for smoking, for example, for traveling and being the coordination before the conflict. And at the first of the conflict, when the coordination to get out of Gaza through Rafah crossing was $5,000. They were paying that. For example, buying some cars which is not needed, selling and buying a new cars which is not needed.
Right. So
So
the biggest problem is trust.
yes, so this is so we go back to the same problem as I mentioned to you, which is I give
Right.
you now something food, or I give you honesty. You will choose honesty, because if you are honest, this is how I told you before. We are an organization. We are honest with students, and students are honest with us. So they are giving confidence. They are showing their weakness. So we have trusting. We have connection. So
Yeah,
for
I was
example,
about to say. I
yes.
think it's wonderful that your organization is able to offer that. How do we get how can we get involved helping out your organization? If someone would like to donate or support your effort, how can they do that?
So, first of thing that I'm fully committed, like I have created the content, and I have created the structural of the organization, and I have created the board members, and there is a lot of organizations. One of my board members, which is the Earth Foundation, the founder of the Earth Foundation is one of my board member. So, like, low, I was his employment. Now he is my employment. So, so it's like there's kind of totally respect, because he saw my work, and he totally know that I'm a person, Ahmed. I don't care any political side. Even I've represented Palestine in the UN Youth Office. I don't care about politics. I don't care about international relations. I don't care about anything. I only care about justice. And justice, how to give everyone his rights. Everyone has rights. And how to give these rights for everyone, whether Jewish, whether Christian, whether Muslim, whether whatever it is. Everyone has his own rights. So everyone should give his rights. So that is the way of creating my way on the professional career since 3 years. So going back to how to help my organization is by contacting contacting me directly, because my organization is still pending registration. If your side would be able to help my organization, so we could help with the registration of it, to hurry up, expedite the process of registration, or helping with the registration of this organization, so we can then open a bank account for this organization, so we can handle with the other sides and donate on it directly. Because when you open the official site, and with full honesty and clearly, like, we have made a GoFundMe through this website. When you click on the donate now, it goes directly to the GoFundMe account of this organization, and in the bio, this audience can see all of the details that his donation will go through, all of the details, and
Wow.
also even the website, so he can go through the website and see that we are an official
That's
site, not anyone else. And we have an official email, we have a domain, we have everything else, we have our partners, we have content. So even the Instagram, we put it to see what we are doing. So we want the trust of the audience, so the audience can really depend on us, and that we are really honest and working. So that is how your site can help us. What we are really in need now is money, as by working the engines. So we have agenda, we have work, we have how to we have the trust of the people, we have all things right now, but we need the money working engine, the financial engines right now. That's what we all need to help my organization.
Understood. It's really incredible that you're creating some light and a little bit of opportunity. I love that, you're going past just meeting those basic needs, and you're trying to go a little bit higher on Maslow's pyramid and offer a little bit something more for people to keep going. I'm really grateful to have been enlightened by your perspective today and heard what's going on the ground. Thank you so much for being here and sharing with us.
Thank you so much. It's a big pleasure for me to attend your challenge, and hopefully one day we will keep working to help those young, talented students leading generation, and make not only a local and national impact, but also a global impact to help the global world on their challenges.
Yes, that would really be wonderful. I'd love to see more opportunity for everybody. What you said earlier about the rights of people was beautiful. Do you have any final thoughts on the needs, the experience of Palestinians that you'd like to leave us with today?
Yes, for sure. I would like to say it in one sentence. Gaza and not Gaza, Palestine and not Palestine. Everyone in the world should have rights, and everyone in the world have talents. We just need to think before act. That's what I can say.
Very applicable advice, I think, to every avenue of the universe. Well put. Well, Ahmed, it was wonderful to talk to you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Wish you a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
All right.
Join the conversation at Fair Observer and subscribe to our YouTube channel.